Hey JavaScript data structure coders, how are you doing? Um, so just going to give you a couple, or do a little chat here on JavaScript and data structures. So as always with any language, the most important thing is that we want to have runnable code, of course, right? Reusable code. Um, we're probably not going to get perfection. There's really no such thing, right? But we definitely do want to hand off code that is runnable. JavaScript has a pretty good debugging system, pretty user friendly. Browsers, I should say. So let's take a look. This is provided for you. I put this in your Dropbox. Different options actually. The Studio, we had that before test, and this Lab is the simplest. So I'll just pop that open here, right there, and you can tell it's very, very minimal, one button. And now there's just a couple little smoke tests in there that you can look at. You can add more to it, of course. But let's just kind of see how it works. So I'm going to give it a run, and I expect 3 tests. And I only got 1 output there, so I know something's wrong. Well, what I'm going to do here is hit F12, and Control Shift I is another way to do it. But F12 is pretty easy, and I think that works on almost all the browsers. And then I'm going to hit F5, refresh, and I'm going to hit it. You can't hit F5 too many times. Sometimes you just have to push it a few times to make sure things are good. And the good thing about this debugger right away is it gives us line numbers. And when we coders have line numbers, we have a fighting chance, right, to find problems. Line 69. I'm going to pop over to the file here. I see I've just thrown a couple of braces in there for some reason. Easy to accidentally do. Then I'm going to pop over here again after saving this, edit, and then hit F5 again. That bug is gone. The console. We always want to go to the console page actually to start. Got another problem. And it's telling me I have a problem on line 90. So I'm going to pop down to 90. It's not always going to give us the perfect line number, but if we look around, this looks good to me. So I'm going to look back and see, oh, okay, another brace problem. All right, going to edit and save. Important part of saving the course. Going to hit F5 again over here in the browser and go to the console. That's where the bugs are showing up. Have another problem here, 508. Okay, threw a Z in there accidentally on line 508. All right, you're going to correct that, save that file, go back to the browser, hit F5 again, go to the console, nothing, no problems. Now we can give it a run, and I'm going to leave this open actually. And again, that's just F12. You can open and close that via F12. You can leave it open for the first run here and see what happens. All right, it actually popped to an error. And you can tell it's not quite showing us the error. Imperfect, but we will find it. Probably the best thing to do right there is hit F5 and let it go again. Like I said, sometimes it takes a couple shots with these browsers. I'm referencing a variable here that's not does not exist. So it's blowing up at that point right there. So that's line 149. Go back to the editor here and to 149 and clean that up. That variable does not exist. So clean that up, save, and then hit F5 over here again. Let's give it a run. And now we are running okay. And of course, this is just a very small example. We want to add a lot more tests actually. There's about half a dozen smoke tests, or maybe 8 that are kind of examples provided for you. And then after smoke tests, we want to look at functional tests, expected versus actual. But the smoke tests are just so powerful because they can get us to the point where we can hand off code that we know is runnable. And nowadays, software is done in teams. We don't want to be in the team or the person, at 6 a.m. For the daily build that is holding everything up. It's saying this code is not runnable. Everybody wait, and you might have 100 people sitting there waiting while there's a panic going on and we're trying to fix code. So we want to not go for perfection, but at least get runnable code for sure. So that's a quickie there, and there's some text, of course, there, and we'll let you go. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.